The rain fell softly on the runway of John F. Kennedy International Airport, New York, as passengers hurried through the terminal. For most, it was just another flight, another city, another schedule to keep. But for Captain Robert Hayes, this was not just any flight. It was his last one. Robert had been a pilot for more than 35 years, flying across America and beyond. He had seen cities glitter from above at night, flown through storms that shook even the strongest hearts, and carried millions of passengers safely to their destinations. But tonight's flight to Los Angeles marked the end of his career. Retirement had arrived. As he adjusted his captain's hat in the mirror, he looked older than he felt. His silver hair and lined face told a story of time, but his eyes still carried the fire of the young man who had first stepped into a cockpit decades ago. On board, Hannah Carter, a 22-year-old student, clutched her boarding pass nervously. It was her first time flying alone across the country. She sat by the window, her notebook in hand, writing down her fears and dreams. Her father, who had recently passed away, had always told her, "The sky is not the limit, Hannah. It's just the beginning." But without him, the sky now felt too big, too empty. As the passengers settled, Captain Hayes made his announcement. His deep, steady voice filled the cabin. "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard Flight 417 to Los Angeles. This flight is special to me, as it will be my final journey as captain before retirement. I want to thank you for flying with us tonight." The passengers clapped politely. Hannah looked up, surprised. She scribbled in her notebook, "Last flight. Last chance. What does it feel like to end a journey?" As the plane took off, rain streaked across the windows, and the city lights of New York sparkled below like stars on earth. Robert's hands were steady on the controls, as they always had been. But his heart felt heavier than usual. He wondered what life would be like without the sky. In the cabin, Hannah felt the lift of the plane and pressed her forehead against the glass. For the first time in weeks, she felt her father's words again, "The sky is not the limit." Hours into the flight, turbulence struck. The plane shook, lights flickered, and nervous gasps filled the cabin. Hannah grabbed her notebook tightly, her pen slipping from her hand. In the cockpit, Robert's calm voice guided the crew. He had flown through countless storms, and his experience steadied everyone on board. His co-pilot, a young man named Jason, looked at him with admiration. "You make it look easy, Captain," Jason said. Robert smiled faintly. "It's never easy. But fear only wins if you let it." Within minutes, the plane steadied. Relief spread among the passengers like a wave. Hannah let out a shaky laugh, whispering, "Thanks, Dad." Later in the flight, Robert walked down the aisle, something he rarely did. Passengers smiled and thanked him. When he reached Hannah's row, he noticed her notebook filled with words, some smudged with tears. "First time flying?" he asked kindly. Hannah nodded. "Yes. My dad wanted me to see the world, but he passed before he could take me anywhere." Robert paused. He thought of his own daughter, who lived far away in California. He hadn't seen her in years. His job had kept him in the sky, but it had also kept him away from the people he loved most. "Your father sounds like a wise man," Robert said gently. Do you know what flying has taught me? That we're never really alone up here. The sky holds every memory, every voice we've ever loved. Hannah's eyes filled with tears again, but this time they carried hope. Thank you, she whispered. As dawn broke, the plane began its descent into Los Angeles. The horizon glowed orange and pink, the Pacific Ocean shining like liquid gold. It was the perfect farewell sky. Robert spoke one final time over the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, as we land, I want to leave you with this: life is full of turbulence, but every storm passes. Wherever your journey takes you, may you always find safe skies. The cabin erupted in applause. Some passengers even stood, clapping with emotion. Hannah wrote her final note in the book. Sometimes, strangers carry the words we need most. Today, the sky gave me both my father and a captain's wisdom. When the plane touched down, Captain Hayes removed his hat slowly. The crew cheered for him, and passengers lined up to shake his hand as they left. When Hannah reached him, she slipped her notebook page into his hand. For your last flight, she said softly. Robert opened it. The words read, "The sky is not the limit. It's just the beginning. Thank you for reminding me." For the first time in years, tears welled in the old pilot's eyes. As he watched Hannah walk away into the sunlight of Los Angeles, he realized his journey wasn't ending, it was only changing.